I'm now joined by a former member of the House of Representatives from Plateau State, Dachong Musa Bagos, also is a security expert and retired group captain of the Nigerian Air Force, Sadiq Garbasho. Gentlemen, not too good a time to speak about issues like this. Let's start with you, Dachong. This is something that perhaps we had spoken about security issues in times past, just when we thought that we were home and dry and peace was upon us. This happened. Honorable, that's you.
Yeah, well, absolutely. When we hope that that peace has gotten to Plateau, and unfortunately this massacre has resumed, and it keeps us to worry on the fact that what are we doing as leaders with what we have promised Nigerians and our constituents during the campaigns, that we ensure that they are peaceful, we ensure that they are safe. But at the end of the day, you find out that a community, it's been killed and sacked. From what you're seeing on the television now, is that these people have lost hope. And losing hope, they are leaving this community and they are likely not coming back. Go back to this same community in the next 1 month. Go back to this same community in the next 1 month. You will see that this community is being occupied by people that are not from the villages. Because out of this, so far in Plateau State, I can tell you that in Riom, over 40 villages have been wiped out since 2001, and people are occupying. In Berkin-Ladi, the same place where this attack was. In Bagos, most of these communities are being wiped out, and people that we don't know them from nowhere come in and occupy these villages. And at the end of the day, when such issues happen, you hear that the president or whosoever has given directive. Yes, it's good. President has given directives as chief security commander-in-chief of the armed forces. But at the end of the day, who usually redirect these armed forces or the security agencies not to carry out the directives of the president? Because if the president has given directives and the directives is not being carried and people are being killed on daily basis, heads should roll. We have security formation, we have STF, we have the army, we have whatsoever formation as today, presently in Mangu local government, that has enough security personnel, just 1 hour drive to the villages in Bagos, between Bagos and Berkin-Ladi. What happened? On that same 26, there was a high form of show of force by security agencies within the Mangu axis on the main road. Let me tell you, the same time that show of force was ongoing, was going on by security agencies, blocking roads, nobody could pass, showing the kind of armored cars they have, showing the form, the men that same time, people are being sacked in villages in the hinterland in Bagos. So what is the essence of what are you doing there? And at the same time, when intelligence show, when local intelligence, these people have routes, they come on bikes, and on each bike is either like 3 people or 2 to 3, and they can travel between one state to the other. It will take them not less than 30 minutes to 1 hour to travel. When they are moving from one village to another as bees, as moving with motorbikes, people raise alarm. But when this alarm is being raised, we expect that security agencies should be proactive. But at the end of the day, nothing happened. You will see, you have intel that this thing is happening, is going to, you see movement of people on bikes, 3 in numbers, by pipe in hundreds of bikes. The next day or that same night, people are being sacked. What is the essence most of these checkpoints? What is the essence
let's quickly
of most
bring
of these
in
formations?
a security expert here now, Group Captain Sadiq Garbasho. Listening to Dashong Musa, one of the key concerns that everyday Nigerian will ask is that people in the numbers on motorbikes, to the best of our knowledge, we don't think that there are motorbikes that are so silent when they move, especially in droves. What exactly do you think we're not getting right today, especially knowing full that most of the times that we experience this is when people are celebrating?
Thank you very much. First, permit me to say I condole with all the people that lost relatives and their property during this heinous attack, for which we cannot find any justification whatsoever the case may be. Having said that, I am happy that you brought a national legislator who is from that area, and I listened carefully to what he has said. I have also, since the incident started, as part of my work, I have followed all the chronology, the events, the timings that happened since this attack was first reported on the media. Now, permit me, with respect, to tell the federal legislator that is there with you, I heard him saying that there are enough security men. I would like, Honorable, to please find out what does he mean by enough. Has he found out how many troops are actually there and what they are expected to do? Just saying enough and going forward, covers a lot of things. Now, since this incident started, we are looking for solutions now. This one has happened. We want to look for a way of it not happening again. But in doing that, we have to be very honest with ourselves. We have to interrogate all the actions of all the stakeholders, from the state government to the local government chieftains, to the people themselves, to the security agencies. In my opinion, in this attack, when I look at the chronology of events that started, there is blame to go around everybody. First, let me say that from what we heard from the acting local government of Bagos, local government chairman of Bagos, and the spokesperson of the Operation Safe Haven in Jos, this attack started in Saturday night. That is on the 23rd. But anybody can check. The first we heard of this attack on the media was on the 24th. That is on Sunday. That is to say, you could say anything between 12 and 15 hours before we had the first story. And who did we hear? I had the governor. I followed the governor saying that the attack was on only one village, Mushu village. He called Mushu village. And the first information we got from the governor and the spokesman of the military was the attack was on Mushu in Bagos local government, and that 16 people were killed. This is on Sunday, when the attack started on Saturday. Now, later on Sunday, from foreign and national media, we started getting numbers of 70, 100, now we're talking of 150. What am I trying to point out? That is to say, for an attack that started on Saturday night until Sunday morning, with due respect, the governor himself was not aware of the extent of the attack. The military was not aware of the extent, because they were talking of 16 people. They were talking of a single village. We later came to find we were talking of 100 plus in 12 communities, not only in Bagos local government, and also in Barikiladi local government. So what am I trying to say? To me, as an observer, I would say there is a break, or there is no communication system where these local communities will contact either the state government or the military to inform them of what is happening. I also have the governor on the media saying that there was a distress call. If we are looking for solutions, if we are looking for a situation where this occurrence will not start, we have to ask Honorable, when did he receive the distress call? What was the first action?
Big
what
comment
was the
here.
time that the first security responder arrived at the place?
Retired Group Captain Sadiq, let me comment here, because truly, sorry to cut you. You said something which is very key here, that we're all looking for solutions. And in trying to get solutions, both of you are here to try to get solutions. So it's not about asking questions of when, because this is also happening in Sokoto State. But just before we start to talk about Sokoto State, and before I come back to him, I just wanted to clarify on issues. When you say you're concerned about enough security, are you saying, because based on what we've also experienced in Sokoto State, that the country lacks enough intelligence and perhaps men on ground to actually go through what is happening at the moment?
That is exactly the point I am making. The honorable member said there is enough. I want us to quantify what is enough. Is it a battalion that is there? Where you have a battalion, you are talking about 700 to 800 people. This responsibility of confirming how many troops are there and where they're enough is the responsibility of the political leaders. It's not just enough. The point I'm making is not just enough to say we have enough troops. What do you mean by enough? I think that is, we'll find that our troops are thinly spread over these areas. And we have been talking about thinly spread troops. Our troops been, overstretched since 2019 when Boko Haram started. We have not done any concerted effort at massive recruitment to make sure that, we have enough troops to cover. Definitely, you cannot put troops on every street or by every house. You cannot put a soldier on every house.
Okay,
but
all right. Okay. Now that you've been able to clarify that, quickly now that you've been able to clarify that, let's bring in Dashung Musa Bagos to speak on, what he's been able to get from his community people on what transpired on the day.
Yeah, you see, from the retired captain, again, with due respect to the retired captain, everywhere in the world you have a number of security agency, a number of security personnel to be able to police a community. On the same day that there is show of force by the security personnel, if this show of force could have gotten to that same venue, I can tell you that these bandits and these terrorists and whosoever they are calling on non-gunmen, which we could hear from video that these people are calling some names. I don't know. So how long we're going to call? This couldn't have happened. And again, time of travel between where these people came from and to those venues, and time of travel between where the security formation is to where it happened, the security agencies could have reached there from when it is from one village before it got to 17 communities. So to me, being enough is not about you must have 1,000 security personnel against 500 security personnel. No, strategy is very important in addressing security issues, because as a security analyst and a security strategist, I know that if you have 10 SEAL men or 10 security personnel well coordinated with they can chase away 100 terrorists from a certain place with good strategy. So what are we now talking about, that our security agencies don't have strategy? What are we now talking about, that our security agencies don't have information and intel if there is a distress call? The most important thing a governor could do as the chief security officer is to alert security agencies, because a governor does not have cannot command the police commissioner, or neither can he command the security agencies, but the distress call that he will get from his people is far enough to alert security agencies. It's far enough to say that the president has given that directives. The intel that we have been getting from our people, that is the major issue and the major alert that we have gotten. The next thing that we expect that security agencies supposed to have moved to wipe out 17 communities and no casualty by those people, no casualty. We cannot say that the security agencies have been able to gun down any of those people. We cannot say that they have been wounded or anything. These people come into such communities, wipe away 150 people, and tomorrow you will say that is a clash. That is purely genocide. That is purely land grab, because there are communities that these major people are still occupying today.
At this point in time, gentlemen, let's just pause for a moment. I understand we have a representative from the Plateau State government who will be speaking with us to give us a sense of what the state government has been able to get so far.
Hello?
Well, it doesn't look like we have anyone yet. Let's get back to you, Sadiq. Oh, there you have him. Yes, quickly, let us in on what the Plateau State government has been able to get so far, because there are conflicting reports, first about the number of those killed, and secondly about if the communities also got intelligence that there was an impending attack which was clearly ignored.
First of all, the mood on the plateau is a sad one. It's a gloomy one. because of the insurrection that has happened to us, because of the attacks on our lives and our properties. We just got back from Bagos, Ladi, Plateau Specialist Hospital, and the Jos University Teaching Hospital, where our people are receiving treatment. The leader of the delegation that went with us is the Secretary to the Government of the State, Architect Jatau, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, the Commissioner of Health, the Commissioner of Secondary, and of course, the Commissioner of Works and other government dignitaries. What we saw is an eyesore. Communities that are known to be peaceful, that are very, very productive and agrarian in nature, were attacked by assailants and lives were taken. Shockingly, you will see 3-month-old babies, 4-month-old babies, 8-month-old babies, women, old women being hacked by these assailants. It's quite pathetic. As a government, we went there with NEMA and State Emergency Management Agency, and what we saw was shocking. In Ladi, where we went to the RCC Secretariat there, where we met the RCC chairman of RCC, he said he got tired of burying his people to the point that he became sick. We saw him on drip, and it's very, very pathetic. As a government, we are sad with this situation, and we hope and pray that very soon it's going to come to an end. The people were asking a lot of questions. They were asking a lot of questions that some of us do not even have answers to. But the reality is, we want Plateau State to be peaceful. We want our people to live in their communities. The certificate of occupancy of these communities was given to our forefathers by God Almighty Himself. So people cannot just come over and take our land like that. It's very, very pathetic. And as a government, we have always inspired our people to be productive. We have always inspired our people to be law-abiding, and that's what they've always been. The usual average Plateau man is known for peace, is known for excellence. I don't know what has happened that people will want to come and take our land, want to come and take our lives and take our livelihood. It's very, very pathetic and excruciatingly painful that people will wake up on the eve of Christmas and people are being killed on Christmas Day. It didn't stop there. People in military uniform in a well-restricted...
Musa Ashams, just let me quickly clarify. Has there been any intel that this is about taking over ancestral homes?
This is not new to us. It is not new to us. If you go to Plateau State, we can take you to communities, or we'll name the communities because it's scary. Erium local government, in Barikiladi local government, in Bokos, lands have been taken, and you find people that are alien to those communities taking over. And it's like they're comfortable with that. That's why they come over and over. So the federal government were appealing to come to our aid because people have grabbed our lands. It's not just today. It's something that has been happening. You know, when something is profitable, when a venture is profitable, you reinvest in it, you put all of your efforts into it. That is what is happening to us as a people. We do not attack people. We do not take people's lands. We are comfortable with what God has given us. We are people that are very, very content with what we have. And I heard the retired captain, with all due respect to him, talk about the intel. It's not everything that we hear that we say in public. He is a security man, he should know that better. So the governor is adequately informed, and he has done the right things that the government and a responsible and responsive government and governor should do. That is why the killings didn't get to this level. Because our assailants came in their droves, and they killed in 23 villages. You can imagine. It is well orchestrated. They did it with military precision, and they came with military uniform. Then you begin to ask, how people will even say, okay, if that is the case, withdraw the military from our community so that when we just see military, we know that they are our assailants, they are our killers. Because sometimes you come out after your people have been killed, you get arrested, and they will bring you to the media and say you are the victims or you are the suspects. So our people have a lot of questions that they are asking, and some of these questions we do not answer to, with all honesty. It's surprising that after killing your community, and again they say they are bringing suspects, then you bring people that have the same ancestral background with those that were killed. Sometimes you have a lot of questions that you cannot answer. But the bottom line is, we appeal to the federal government to recruit young men from Plateau State to defend Plateau State, just like they did in Maiduguri with the Civilian Joint Task Force. We have able-bodied men, We have people that are ready to sacrifice for Plateau, but they don't want to take the laws into their hands. Let them be given the free hand to be recruited into this security
Okay.
architecture apparatus.
Let me bring in Sadiq here. Sadiq, you've heard, but again, I also want you to also speak to what has just happened in Sokoto State. If Chams, who is the commissioner for information in Plateau, is saying that this is not far from land, grabbing and takeover. What do we also say of the happenings in Sokoto State? Do you think our security personnel are overstretched, or into these festivities we always drop the ball? Sadiq? Well, it looks like Group Captain Sadiq isn't, well, can't hear us for the moment. But again, I come to Dashong. We're winding down, and we're still talking about possible solutions. You live in the community just like Ashams. What you see when you go home, do you think is enough when we talk about security presence?
Absolutely, it's not enough, because what's the essence of the security presence and when there is no justice? Like Ashams have said, we have proven facts of military ID cards that these perpetrators come, and at the end of the day, they drop these ID cards. In my own village, some times back, there was a fake military ID card that we found from one of the suspects, and at the end of the day, when you community arrest a suspect, hand over to the security agencies, tomorrow you hear that this same person have been transferred to Abuja and the case have died. So these are issues that we wonder, when will justice be dispensed to our people that are being killed on daily basis? Because like I was trying to say earlier, that if it were a clash, you hear that the community and the people that came to perpetrate this evil will meet, and there will be a clash. You will find casualty from both areas. But this is a situation where there is only casualty from one side, people that have been killed at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, we will now say that perpetrators will be brought to book. And I always say that the book of the perpetrators is empty, while the book of those that have been killed has been filled up. So when will we really get this? And today, if not that, because viewers' discretion, we have videos of these same people. They were filming the people that were killed. They have radio in their hand. They were communicating. They were communicating like security agencies, communicating in full footage. So we don't know whether they are Fulani or which headsmen or whatever, but the language they were communicating in that video were full footage. So these are video. If not because it's security viewer discretion, we will show the video here. So this is not an issue that when we start talking, and someone will think that we are against a tribal or an ethnic group. But let's remove religion from this. Let's remove ethnicity from this. Let's address this issue headlong. Till then, we want to address these issues headlong. Then government will be able to know the true way of trying to address these issues. But if we want to put on blaming game, we are not giving justice to people that are being killed. I can tell you that this is how it's going to continue, because these people have whatsoever agenda they want to achieve by grabbing those lands within those areas. If we have time, we're going to chronologically look at why are those areas that are being grabbed. Check the map of Plateau State. You will see that most of these lands that are being grabbed are lands that are agrarian, there are lands that are very fertile, there are lands that have water, there are lands that throughout the season you have green areas, and these are issues that there are mining areas as well. So these are issues that we need to
confirm.
look into.
Okay, I need to confirm if Sadiq Garba can now hear me. But before that, quickly here, there are also narratives saying that some Fulani settlements too were attacked. I don't know if you also got that, Dashong. Did you also get that, Honorable?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because
so in other words,
that's why we say that we don't
there are
really
casualties on both sides. Then,
when you say casualty on both sides, meaning that you are now trying to say that it is the Fulani that came and there's casualty on it. No, there are Fulani that are staying within those communities just like in Sokoto and even in Zamfara. So we are now saying that who are those that came to this community? Because the settlers of these communities are being wiped out. So we don't know who came. Is it the Fulani or is it which tribe or whatsoever? But the video we have and the audio we have, even they are communicating through radio messages. So these are issues that the intel we are talking about, and to the retired general, that look, go down to the communities, get actual intel of what the people have faced, the security agencies that are on ground, get actual intel.
Let's bring in Group Captain
how you can
Sadiq.
get justice to our people.
Group Captain Sadiq, as we round off earlier, I was trying to get your sense on what also happened in Sokoto State. And I just asked Honorable Dashong that there are also the narrative of some Fulani communities that were also attacked in Plateau State. And if you put that side by side with the narrative of those who say they heard people speaking in Fufuda language over walkie-talkies. So who do you think we should be beaming our searchlight on? Does it come to you as an invasion from outside Nigeria?
I would like to, if you talk of Fulani, Fulani is a group that traverses a lot of Western and Central African countries. So it's only in that aspect. But I think we should be able to own our problems as in-house problems and try to solve them. This issue of hearing people that they are speaking French, in all respect, even the level of those people, even if they are French-speaking countries, they are not likely to be speaking French, because French is the language of the elite. So I would like us more to look in-house. We have a problem in our hands. We have not been handling it very well. Even this attack has shown there was failure at the government level, there was failure at the community level, there was also failure at the security agencies level, because we can see lost time, we can see lack of communication, we can see that this attack happened at a time, when there was festive period, when our security forces are supposed to be on the alert. Because you should know that this festive period can be capitalized by any bad guy. But what I am happy is that out of the guests you brought, the honorable member, with due respect, I do not think he's a helpless individual as a member of the National Assembly. If he has this proof, this evidence he is saying, I think it is within his right, and he has the voice, he has the capacity to tender all this evidence and stand by it to ensure that those people they know perpetrated these attacks are brought back. A House of Representative member, with due respect, is not a helpless somebody. That is just what I want us to do. But I come back to the fact that we have constant, slow reaction time, slow response time. Without a response time, the Nigerian public will not have confidence in the security agencies. So we have to do as much as possible. The situation, whenever there's attack, what I always look at is the reaction time. What we mean by reaction time, when was the incident first reported? Between that time and the time that the first security responder arrived there.
I know we have to go. I need to manage this in a minute, please. I need to manage this in a minute, because I'd like him to also respond in 30 seconds. But quickly, in 30 seconds, do you think in all we're experiencing the NSA has failed in its coordination of security in these areas?
Sorry, I didn't get your question, lady.
I'm asking, is the NSA doing a fine job, going by what we're saying? Because there seemed to be a coordinated attack on our nation, Sokoto, Plateau. So what does the NSA office have to do to actually bring us back to some kind of safe mode?
Well, with respect, it is too early to judge the NSA, but of course, all these happenings, at the beginning of this regime, it shows the kind of work that the NSA must have to do, together with other security agencies, to ensure. Because unfortunately, what we are seeing, even as early as June 2023, we saw that the figures of deaths all over Nigeria from all crises is going to surpass what we recorded in 2022. As early as June, we have surpassed the figure of 2022. So the NSA has got his work cut out for him. He has to roll off his sleeve and bring the security architecture in line to face these challenges.
And now for you, Dashong, if we can do this quickly in 30 seconds.
Addressing insecurity is not rocket science. In the 21st century, that we are not using technology and a bee of bikes and people will be moving, and we don't have a satellite, we don't have anything that will be able to address these people and know that these people are moving. And we are now saying that what intel, we are looking for local intel to be able to move. We need to be proactive as a people. And to the retired camp, it had followed all Plateau legislators and the National Assembly, and even not just Plateau, the 360 members. When I was in the House, there is no day that members don't put up a motion against security on issues of insecurity in the country, to an extent that we even called for the sack of the service chiefs during the last the previous administration. These are issues that members and members of the National Assembly, stakeholders, we can be able to cry out, but the political will remains on the doorstep of government giving directives. And that is why whenever government gives directives, service chief move to this area, who usually at the end of the day redirect these people that they should leave this area, and so that these issues happen. And at the end of the day, no justice that is being dispensed to these people, that nothing has happened. God forbid. Our plea and cry is that these 160 people that have died in Plateau State in the past 2 days, there should be justice. We want to see people are arrested.
Certainly,
we want to see people
I think these are moments for us to go back to fixing a whole lot. As Group Captain Sadiq Garbasho has said, the NSA has a whole lot of job here. So, gentlemen, I'd like to thank you, former member of House of Representatives Dashong Musa Bagos, and of course retired Group Captain Sadiq Garbasho, as well as Mr. Ashams, who is the Commissioner for Information in Plateau State. Thank you for speaking with us.